Have you thought about where you wanted to be in life and have no direction? Well, you are in the right place. You are tuned into another epic episode of Triana the Trillionaire Podcast with your spiritual health coach, Triana the Trillionaire. Become more aligned, enlightened, and abundant in all areas of your life. She got the hair care, she got the health, and she has the wealth topics for you.
Welcome back, heirs, to the Triana the Trillionaire Podcast. And I'm your lovely host, Triana the Trillionaire. Y'all, it's literally 333. God is watching me. This episode is about to be ordained or something. No, anointed, whatever you want to call it. But listen, we have a great episode coming for you all. Y'all, if y'all hear me taking a break, I am literally just drinking a little of my yerba mate tea from Lily Rose Beauty or my spirulina. I am so energized by drinking this. Honestly, I'm going to do a better job of putting better pictures on the website, but the packaging and everything, everyone loves the packaging that the tea comes in. So if you haven't already, get you some tea from Lily Rose Beauty. I promise you, you will have the most energy. It's 3:33, like I said. I had to take a little break real quick to heat my tea back up. So thanks for bearing with me, y'all. But today is the second day, technically, of January, and I am just fired up for 2024 and what it has in store. Y'all, make sure y'all do y'all vision boards, y'all audio boards, y'all vision board books. If y'all do not have already, get your blessed and highly favored Planning a New You planner, the 2024 version. The 2024 version does not have any dates in it. However, it still has the intention setting workbook in the front of it. So you can literally paste your pictures in the front of the book so you can literally see it every single day. Take this book with you every single day. I don't care if it's on your office table, dining table, whatever. You need to be looking at that book every single day. And this book literally has scriptures in there, so you can literally have a scriptural model or some type of saying that you say that you can take and you can hold that with you every single day, because we have like 80,000 to 100,000 negative thoughts or something crazy like that. Only like 132, anyways, only like 20,000 of those thoughts are positive if you reframe your mindset. So y'all know I already do a lot of reframing myself, and I don't know which episode is going to air first, but one of the episodes, a negative thought came in my mind and I was just like, I had to completely cancel it out, because those are not my thoughts. Those are borrowed thoughts, or those are thoughts that are like literally not my thoughts. So I was like, let me reframe this real quick so I can get what I want. And I will literally talk to you guys more about that. I really want to know how your 2024 is going, how you have it planned out. If you do not have a plan, you're already planning to fail. Make sure you get your planners and plan it all out. I am already, with all the episodes that I have and all the guest trillionaires on the show, we are already at our March mark of busting out the podcast episodes. So I am really excited about this year. I really want to get a podcast episode every single week to you guys. But listen, I'm not going to do that if I feel draggy, if I feel like I'm not in alignment, like I feel like it's forced or it's unauthentic, because I really want y'all to get the most out of these episodes. And a little birdie told me they said, oh, she just stopped the podcast. Like there was no introduction or no exit. No, you didn't tell me that you were stopping the podcast or anything like that. Y'all, I was living my life, okay? It wasn't even a sabbatical, because I didn't really have something to leave. But it was like, I was just so inspired to go travel for the whole entire summer that I didn't take my mic with me. I took a few books with me, and I took like a duffel bag of clothing Like, I was out of the country for like 2 months, it feels like. I don't even know where my dog was because my dog wasn't with me. Who had my dog? Anyway, somebody was watching, probably Star or something. No, because Star was with me for like, when we were out of town in Puerto Rico. But my Costa Rica trip, I have yet to tell you guys about that experience. And I'm just going to let you guys know in this episode, we are planning to do a retreat this year. That's the only reason why I'm bringing up these foreign countries, because I want to know what you guys are more called to. And I wanted to do a place in Mexico, but I was really feeling Costa Rica. I really enjoyed the vibe, the Pura Vida vibe there. It was so loving, so comforting, so welcoming. I really felt like I was home there. And let me tell y'all about my Costa Rica trip, because I have yet to record about my Costa Rica trip. And I literally was on a session with one of my coaches in Costa Rica on the beach. Like, insane. It was the most magical experience. I literally broke down so many walls. I teared up a little bit. And I literally just want to come to you all today to allow you to experience a piece of what it felt like on Santa Teresa Island in Nicoya, Costa Rica. One of 9 blue zones. Literally, the water is glistening. I can just go and I can take a cup and just dip it in the water and literally drink the water. That's how pure the water is. And I did a technique by Vanessa Engles. She created the ocean breath technique that I learned here. That's why I always say, whatever you are trying to become, make sure you are doing it right now, every single day. Even if you feel like, oh, it's delusional, or, oh, I'm not that person yet. Because I literally, in this episode, I continue to tell you guys how I found myself in Nicoya, Costa Rica. Literally from the point my sister pulled out of a hat where I'm going to go, and me just literally booking that trip that night and leaving within the next 2 days. And I literally visualized exactly what happened on that trip. Not all the sporadic things that took place when I asked God for an angel and someone looked back at me and complimented me and I just hit it off with mi prima. But we will get into that a little further in the episode. I invite you to join me, meditate with me for 44 seconds. So you can stop what you are doing and you can literally close your eyes and meditate. Now you may open your eyes and continue this episode. When I went to Costa Rica, I literally picked out of a hat. I had Star pick out a hat for me. She was like, nope, you're not going there. Nope, you're not going there. And I already knew I kind of wanted to go to Costa Rica because my name is Nicoya. And I wanted to go to Nicoya, Costa Rica. And I just literally was like, is there any places that I can go to? Because my sister's name is Paris. And I was like, we always wanted to go to Paris and London and things like that. But I was like, there's no place for me. Like, where am I really from? And so I'm just thinking about that. So I was like, I want to go to my namesake place. So I see it. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's really a Nicoya out there? Because I don't think there's no Trianas anywhere. So I was like, there's really a Nicoya out there? So I was like, I'm going to go to this place. And actually, I had this place on my screensaver on my phone. And when I got there, I didn't even know that that's the same picture on my screensaver on my phone. So that's all with subliminal manifestation and you just seeing and visualizing what you want. And I'm looking at this picture every single day. It's on the background on my phone, so I have to look at it. But I'm not necessarily staring at that one photo. When I went there, I was like, oh my gosh. When I actually came back home, I was like, oh my gosh, I just was at the place that was on my picture because my vision board was on my picture from the last year. So I went here and I have no clue what I'm doing. I know I wanted to go to Costa Rica. The places that Star picked out was Jamaica. And she said, I'm not going there without her. And I was like, okay, I'm not really called to going to Jamaica anyways. I just had like 5 to 7 places that I put in the hat. And I was just like, I don't really know. And I literally was going like the next day or like 2 days later. That's how my ticket was set up. So I go. When I get off the plane, I see that my Airbnb was canceled and I'm literally going through customs. This girl will look back at me and she was like, oh my gosh, I love those glasses. Those are so beautiful. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. I just got to talking to this girl. I don't even know how. I was like, I felt like I was going to die today. I was like, I feel like I'm going to, die in that day. Like that's how it was. Like I was getting ready for my last day because I'm doing something and I was like, you know what, I can just sit here and die in my house. Why not go across the country and die or whatever? I don't know, that the feeling of death came over my body and I was like, well, at least I did something I was happy I was doing, and I did, so I'm like writing everything that I'm feeling. I'm writing what I have on. I'm writing the smell and the scent that I have on. I don't know. I was just that nervous. That's how nervous I was. I've never been this nervous before. If you guys, you're probably like, what? You're writing about you're dying? Yeah, this is probably the last day y'all see me. This is what I'm saying to myself. I have to find it to actually read it. But that's going to be a part that goes into my book. So I have all of this in my notes and stuff. But yeah, I was like imagining how I was going to die, and I was getting ready. I was taking a shower. I was putting on this comfortable clothing, and I was like, I'm going to make it over here and somebody might kidnap me or something. I don't know. I've never been out of the country by myself, but I was like, at least I'm going for it. Right. So that fear, I had to really break through all of those fears, all of those habits that I was just trained. Like, don't go nowhere by yourself. Stick together. Make sure you're in the glue. Stick together like glue. Don't leave her. She better not leave you. You guys, y'all leave together. You come back together. Still to this day, I use some of those principles. Like if I go to the club with you, if I go out to eat with you, I'm riding back with you in that car, no matter who I see or who we meet up with. Who I came with is who I'm leaving with. That's like my motto. Even for my daughter, if she comes with her dad somewhere, she's leaving with her dad, unless we're going to different places or something and she's coming to stay with me or something like that. Like if he has to go out of town or something, and other than that, if you go to the park with your dad, you're leaving with your dad, no matter if mom came and brought you ice cream. So I don't know. That's just something that I was taught when I was a little kid, and it's worked out for me as far as me being with friend groups and stuff like that. I went to Costa Rica. We landed in San Jose, and I met this girl in line. She was like, hey, I already bought my ticket to the trolley. If you're going today, you can just ride with me. And I was like, on the ferry, not the trolley. And I was like, okay. She was like, it's completely fine. It's up to you. Do you know where you're staying? When we were going out of the customs, I did not listen. This is my first time my passport is actually being stamped, because any other trip I went overseas was on a boat. So if I went to the Bahamas, I was going on a cruise or something like that. So I never flew to one of the destinations, so I didn't know how customs work. So I'm so happy for this girl. I call her mi prima, my cousin. This girl literally looks like my grandma on my dad's side. I was like, what the heck? You probably my cousin for real. She literally was talking for me going through customs because they was not gonna let me go. They were like, oh, do you know where you're staying at? What do you do for a living? What did you bring over here? I was like, what the heck? I was not prepared for this. I read a little bit online. I did all my research on TikTok and Google. That's it. I did not know about this simple protocol. So if you're going, make sure your Airbnb doesn't cancel on you, and you make sure you have internet or Wi-Fi so you can be able to book another Airbnb just in case. Send your location to someone that you love so they can know what you are doing and, just pinpoint where you are. So if the search gets tough, they have some type of, let me not even say that, but that's just safety precautions. But let me not even think like that. So as I was thinking like, okay, I'm about to die, somebody might kidnap me, I was like, oh my gosh, honestly, in the back of my head, me prima might listen to this. Her name's Ariel, and she might listen to this and be like, what the heck, this girl was really thinking that whole time. I had a sense of trusting her, but it's like, don't trust anyone. I was like, she could have been watching me the whole time in a plane and things of that nature, and she could really be with some guys outside that kidnapped me or whatever. But anyways, I was like, I didn't know if I was going with my gut feeling or if that was fear blocking me. So she was like, yeah, totally, you can come with me, it doesn't matter. So I was like, this is gonna be a long episode. So I was like, okay, let me go exchange my money so I can get, Costa Rican money. She was like, you don't have to do that. I did it. She came up at the middle, and I was just like, oh, I didn't know I didn't have to do it. She's like, yeah, they're totally fine with giving you change back in our currency or their currency. It doesn't matter. End up going to Santa Teresa, Costa Rica, which is literally, we're going through the Nicoya. This is crazy because this is like both my names mixed. It was the Nicoya Peninsula, and we're ferrying over this. So I'm literally flying to an island. I'm getting on a ferry to go to another bourgeoisie island off of this island. When I tell you these people are bougie, I mean, how can I say it? They literally live off the land. Everything there was so unique, so cute, so everybody in Costa Rica made those, they really live off the land. So every single article was like from Costa Rica. Here in the United States, it's like from China, from this place, from that place. But mostly from China, Japan, or something like that. They literally only did Costa Rican designers and things of that nature, which was so cool. So I ended up pulling, and it was when I tell you, it was darker than midnight. And I'm with this girl, and I told her, I was like, you're not trying to kidnap me, are you? Just tell me now. Let me know how I'm about to die. Like, she was like, what? I could be kind of thinking the same thing of you. Like, and I'm like, but you got the car, you got the fare, and I gave her money and stuff like that. But I was literally like shaking in my pants because I was like, I didn't know what this girl was going to do. I was like, maybe we get there and then they kill me in my sleep or something. But I'm literally with this girl. I don't know. I was That's why you got to write your obituary. Listen, I need to probably put this episode after the write your obituary episode. But that was hilarious. So the first night I was literally sleeping with my eyes open. I had my own blanket, so I slept with my blanket on me. Did I tell y'all I am in a tree house? There's no doors, there's no windows, and I'm literally like, it's not a casita. A casita is like bunk beds in a hotel or something like that. This was like an actual tree house. The tree was through the house, but it was like a first and second floor. It was so cool. We were literally in the jungle. And then the guy, the guy family that owned the land, he was like, yeah, I grew up in the jungle. And I was like, dang, this is really a jungle. This is really the rainforest. I woke up in the morning, and I kid you not, there were literally monkeys in the tree. Like, we could see the monkeys. So one of the girls that lived at the place, she was like, hey, get the binoculars, get the binoculars. And they'll talk to me in Spanish too. I was like, I know a little poquito. I know a little Espanol, but I wish I knew way more. Mi prima, she was really vibing. She was really talking. I was like, dang, girl. She was talking for me and all type of stuff. So she, one of the ladies that lived there, she grabbed the binoculars. She was like, get the binoculars, get the binoculars. Look, look, look. There were toucans in the tree, monkeys, baby monkeys, apes. Well, like really big monkeys or whatever. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is so wild. And I was like, I ended up staying for 2 nights with them. And the second night, I was like, well, maybe they made me trust them. So maybe they're going to kill me on the second night and just all of them just jump on me or something. And I was like, you know what? I prayed. I was like, God, get this fear out of my mind. Get this fear out of my head. Allow me to have the best experience that I came here to live and experience. And when I tell you, these are some of the most beautiful people I've ever met. And I'm over here thinking that they're going to kill me. I was able to FaceTime Liliana. Because they did have internet, but I soon come to realize that they do not have hot water. Their water is like freezing cold, or was like warmed up by the sun or something, because the water was so good. It literally, Costa Rica is like one of the 9 blue zones, or the actual island that I was staying at was like one of the 9 blue zones. And that was my desire when I first went there. I wanted to go to this particular space that was actually a part of the blue zone, which I actually made it to. So how I end up making it to this island was me reframing my mindset. I listened to a Reverend Ike's visualization method, and I was literally in the bathtub. I was smelling good. I was listening to the visualization, and when I went through the visualization with him, literally like 2 days later, I was in this island. I was doing exactly what the visualization said. That's how the mind is so powerful. So in the visualization, he talks about him on the beach and people walking around with pretty drinks and, hey, can I have one of those? And the grill, it smells so good. When I tell you this food was bomb, this food was so delicious. I was like, when I was there, I felt like I didn't even have to eat. That's how the wind, I don't know if the wind was making the cellular, molecular, whatever in my body just be refilled and replenished. That's really how I felt. Like, this water is so pure, it will have me living 100+ years. No, literally, that's factual. Like, the people that live on this island, their average person that lives is like 109 or 110 years old. That's the average. So imagine how long these people are really living. So I am sitting there, I'm listening to the visualization, and while I'm there, I realize and I recognize this is the exact vision that I had in my head. This is the exact place. These are the exact drinks. It was just so beautiful that I was like, I have to live in this moment right here. I recorded a few voice memos of the ocean and how blissful it was. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to just sit and soak up this moment right here. Because you don't honestly get so many moments that you're really living in the now. You're living in the present. You're not thinking about the past. You're not thinking about the future. You're just literally soaking and basking in that blissful, loving, and you're embracing it. And just, man, it was so wonderful. I cannot tell anyone enough how incredible that experience was for me. Going out, being on my own, releasing so much baggage, releasing so many limiting beliefs, because I would have never went there by myself. It was like I would have had to go with somebody. I would have had to pay for someone's ticket. And then, when you're there and when people aren't at the same level as you and you're just dragging dead weight along with you, that's when you don't get to experience those moments, or you're looking at someone, you might cry for a little second or something, but you're looking at someone else and like, dang, they're going to see me cry, or they're going to see me experience this, or, you're just going off of the other person the whole time. So when I end up going there with me prima, I was like, yeah, you can help me find an Airbnb here. Cause I was like, since I stayed with them for 2 days, I was like in the treehouse, I was like, no, I really want to get my own Airbnb because I came here to do my own thing. And I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm co-creating with her, or I'm cohabiting with her so much, or yeah, let me look for my own Airbnb. When I tell you, the Airbnb that I had was so nice. The ceilings had tile on it. It was so nice. I was like, oh my goodness. I just lucked up on this place, really. This guy was talking to me. I just walked in a few places and he was talking to me. He was like, hey, I have my own Airbnb. He's like, my boss lets me do it on the side because the Airbnb I reserved, a family had reserved a different portion of it. But when they reserved it, they had private access to the pool. So I wouldn't be able to stay in the pool or be in the pool. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to do that, because I'm going to definitely be tempted to go to their pool and do some videos and stuff like that. I have some amazing videos and pictures and everything. A horse just randomly was like, walked up to me and let me touch it and all type of stuff. I was like, I'm getting over so many fears. I literally read my Bible every single morning. I ate Costa Rican breakfast and coffee every morning. I literally was living with the locals, which is one other thing that I wanted to do. I literally seen like monkeys just climbing on a telephone, like an internet pole, walking across. I was like, oh my gosh, I seen the most amazing, beautiful beaches. I jumped. Listen, y'all probably gonna be the only ones that hear this. I don't even want anybody else to hear me saying this. I probably shouldn't even say this out loud. I literally jumped off of a waterfall naked, like butt naked. And that was the most freeing experience for me. I was like, man, I hope these people don't see me, but man, I don't care. These people will never see me another day in my life. So it was only a few people there anyways. And the people like really left. They weren't paying no attention to me. They are so free. They just really don't care. They're not perverted, or they don't have the perversion we have here in America, I should say, because they were literally like me prima. She said, yeah, I just took my swimsuit off at the beach and I was just like, hey. And she was like, there was a couple just sitting there and they didn't pay her any mind. And I was like, see, that's how I would live. Like if it was okay for me to be naked all the time, and me be like Adam and Eve just in the garden, I will be like that. I would do that. When I tell you the temperature, I didn't even feel like it was so hot and it's like it matched up with my body temp. I don't know. I can go on and on about my experience there. I'm definitely going to have to go back. And before I finish this episode, I would like all of you to experience yet another meditation times breath work times the experience I had in Nicoya, Costa Rica. Here it goes. I am out in the beach in the Nicoya Peninsula, Nicoya, Costa Rica, and I'm listening to the waves. I believe I'm at Playa Carmen Beach. Beach Carmen is translation, I believe. And I'm just listening to the beautiful waves. I'm so blessed. Pure blessed. Thank you, God, for blessing me with this opportunity to be here. Crazy, crazy story in this crazy, crazy world. And I'm still here and I made it and I survived all alone on my solo trip. Met a few friends on the way. And yeah, it's beautiful. I am so open and ready to receive all that you have for me, God. Dying to my old self, rebirthing to my new self. Nicoya. Water's coming to me. Nicoya! Ah, this is so beautiful. So wonderful. Thank you, God. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Nicoya. Now you may open your eyes and continue this episode. That was just such a freeing experience. I feel like everyone should do a solo trip. Make sure you go to a place that is safe for women. I researched all of that before I left, and I was like, what are the safest countries? What are and on some of those videos it actually was like scary for me, because I was like, man, it was making me not feel like. That's why Star and I did the hat trick and was like, I'm gonna just pull it out, whatever comes out, I'm gonna go. And it's like me looking at TikTok and the videos and stuff like that, it got me so nervous to the point where I was like, dang, I don't know if this is a safe place, because I'm researching all this stuff, so anything could pop up. Right when I got off the plane, this man asked me, it was a couple actually, man and his wife, whatever, they were moving back from Georgia or whatever back to their hometown in Costa Rica, and I literally stepped one foot off the plane, off the Air Max or whatever, and he's like, hey, you're coming to meet some friends, where are you guys staying at? I was like, oh, I have a private Airbnb. And he was like, oh, you're meeting some friends here? Oh, that's so cool. I was like, and just looking at him, and he was like, you're coming by yourself? And I was like, yes. He was like, be safe, be safe, be safe. And I was just like, oh shoot. I just went to the bathroom. I was like, oh my goodness. Let me find where the heck I am about to lay my head, because my Airbnb literally canceled on me. I needed to get me to this next level, entering to this next stage, and really living out my Jordan year now. It was our Jordan year. So thank y'all for listening to the podcast. If you do not know already how to go to the show notes, after you go to the show notes, go down further, rate this podcast, write a review on the podcast, let me know how it's inspiring you to take your next big leap. I love you all. Mwah.